I found out when my son broke his arm, and my older daughter saw my student and Mr. Hooker sitting in her car for roughly close to an hour. And they walked into the hospital as a couple together. And my older daughter looked through Jordan's cell phone and saw messages, text messages. He was listed under my boo. She said, "Mom, I want to talk to you tomorrow and tell you something." And then she had told me that I think something's going on with Jordan and Mr. Hooker. I just dispelled it. I just thought that's not what it is. That it's just platonic, that he's the teacher. I did ask Jordan, why would your teacher be sitting in your car? And she said he just had concern for her brother that had broken his arm. Just genuine concern. I trusted him, absolutely. She had had him off and on since she was 14 years old, and her sister had had him for a teacher. When I had gotten home that night, the next day, I pulled her cell phone records upon my older daughter's prompting. She said, that's not okay for him to sit in the car, for all the messages, and then discovered that we had all day long texting from him and vice versa, and a lot of phone calls at night, up to 4 hours a night of conversation. Sent him a text, but I didn't know it was his number for sure. I sent a text, "Who is this?" And he said, "This is James Hooker." And I said, "This is Tammy Powers, Jordan's mom, and I have excessive texting and phone calls from you. What's going on?" And he left a message on my home and said, "Tammy, this is James Hooker, and we have to meet. We have a situation to discuss." And at that point, I knew something was wrong. Something was not okay.
I never called her prior to being 18. She called me once. I'm not sure what my wife might have done, but there would be no phone records prior to her being 18 from me to her. There was no relationship prior to her being 18.
Or text messages?
Or text messages. There would be nothing to arrest me on. There was no relationship before she was 18. There's a lot of rumors going on, and that's why you better be careful what you decide to print. Jordan made up her own mind as to what she wanted to do. My daughter wouldn't do it. So we take each day, day by day. Every day is a new challenge because of everything going on, and we're both just kind of taking it day by day. In relation to what am I doing or what have I done, there is just what happens, happens. And sometimes you alter the course of your life because, a situation takes you in a different direction.
I'm currently with James, as you guys know. We started talking in December. There was no relationship before I was 18. There's no, I don't know, people are, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of stuff that was taken out of content that shouldn't have been. So I think I called him once before I was 18, and student, teacher, it was not anything. We didn't start texting and talking till December, mid-December. I mean, we have support from few, and then we have, a lot of people don't agree, but we're just taking it day by day. Oh, there's nothing. I know for a fact there's nothing, and I know he won't get in trouble because I was 18.
The reality is we are where we are. We've made choices. There will be consequences. We'll see day by day how it goes.
We have concrete proof. We have text messages. July, she's 17. August, she's 17. September the 5th, she turned 18. But prior to that, he did have contact with her. They did talk to each other the first day of school on the phone. I didn't know that. And it just progressed from there to a lot. I found out that it had become sexual last week. They had both contended that it was strictly platonic. And I learned that he had booked hotel rooms and used his Modesto City Schools email address. I found hotel key cards. I learned that he had left his wife and rented an apartment, and found out that it was a sexual relationship and still continuing. He bought her another cell phone to continue the relationship. So when I confronted her, I said, you've lied about this, and he lied about this, and she said a friend was going to come pick her up And I was very upset about it, and she was kind of shell-shocked, and the friend came and had gotten her, and I took my son to a doctor's appointment, and my stepson came home and called his dad and said, "There's a man in our house. There's an older, bald man in our house. He's in our house." And we called 911. And I came home immediately, and he had come into my home and packed up her whole bedroom. I couldn't believe that she went with him. I couldn't believe that he had the nerve to come into my home and pack up a child, a student. How dare he come into my home? And I have other children that are here as well. He portrayed himself as a father figure, as a church-going family man. She could confide in him, other students could confide in him. In my wildest dreams, I never dreamt that it would be her teacher, never.
Well, Mr. Hooker was our advisor for mock trial and FBLA. And honestly, Mr. Hooker was one of the coolest teachers I knew. Like, he was the kind of guy that was laid back. He would talk to the students as if, they were friends of his. And the way that his character was, you wouldn't expect him to do anything that these allegations would imply. Well, when it comes to a teacher like this that you know so well, that you can feel comfortable around, it makes you, I guess, uncertain about other teachers, and because you never know a person. Like, you think a teacher would be a great person and they'd be this friendly type of, I guess, this person that you can trust, but when it comes to other teachers, you just never know what they can be hiding. I just hope that the decision that he made, in his mind, that he made the right decision, that what he believed, because in my point of view, he threw away everything he had, his wife, his daughters, his family, his job, because he had everything going for him. And he had students that trusted him. He had the members of our mock trial team, of our FBLA club, that trusted him and gave him all the responsibility of being our trusted advisor, and he just kind of threw that all away. So I just hope that whatever decision he made, that he's at peace with that.
I didn't have any inclination. She had a boyfriend for 4 years throughout this, a job, a good student. She came home at curfew. I just had zero knowledge. I had no idea. If there's anything, just check phone records. Check into anything.